Hello there. Almost exactly 3 years ago, I took the Q4 e-tron on a motorway drive just to see what the efficiency was like in warm weather. Now, I know warm weather is a relative term. That day in the Q4, it was 30 degrees in Pennycook, which was pretty much close enough for people to spontaneously combust. And today is not quite as warm, only 28 degrees, but for here, that's pretty warm. Instead of taking the Q4 today, I took the ID Buzz, which is also based on the MEB platform, but it's got twice as many driven wheels, twice as many electric motors, 33% more weight, and 70% more power than the Q4. So how will it do on the motorway and aero run with the aircon on the entire time? As always, popped the car on a local charger, topped it back up to 80% before I left, so I could measure how much electricity I actually used. I started off by putting the destination into the Volkswagen app. So destination was Starbucks and the Ionity chargers in Perth. And then click the button to send that to the car from the app, which happened pretty much instantaneously. The message pops up inside the car pretty much straight away. So I told it to start the route. I'll reset the short-term memory. As you can see, temperature is 28 degrees centigrade. I set the climate control to low and the fan speed to 3 with the aircon on. By the time I sorted all that, I left with 79% charge and I'd put the car into eco mode. For consistency with my Audi run, I set the speed to 70 on the motorway and the dual carriageway, stuck to the speed limits the entire time, and I used travel assistant. This being the first time I've really used the Volkswagen nav system, I was quite impressed with the graphics and how easy it was to use. So this is our approach to turn off for the A90. It shows you the sign, shows you what lane you should be in, and on the right hand side it tells you what traffic and things to expect on the journey. This being Scotland, it wasn't long before the gloriously sunny day was interrupted by the sight of fog on the horizon, hiding the Queensferry crossing from me. I caught up with some traffic just before the Queensferry crossing, and at that point I was showing 3 miles per kilowatt hour. As anticipated, when I could actually get round to the bridge, it was obscured by fog, and the temperature dropped to 17 degrees, although it picked up straight away after, when the fog disappeared. Arriving in Perth then, at the Starbucks, temperature's 27.5 degrees. We've managed 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour. As it was such a nice day, I decided I should pop in for a quick beverage. I came back out, back to the car, double checked what we managed before, so 57 miles at 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour. Set the sat nav destination back to Pennycook.
Please drive to the route shown.
Which is showing us just over an hour. And if you swipe the section on the right hand side there towards the centre, it shows you roughly where you can expect traffic and how long for, distance and time for the destination, and your approximate battery percentage when you get there. As you'd expect, by the time we got back down to the Queensferry crossing, the fog had completely gone. At this point, miles per kilowatt hour was 2.7. As I said before, stuck to 16, 17 miles an hour where that was the speed limit, 50 through the roadworksy parts, and managed 2.7 miles per kilowatt hour overall. Also used 50% of the battery capacity, so that would suggest a realistic range of about 230 miles in these conditions. So that's aircon on, A-road and motorway the entire time. When I got back to Pennycook, the temperature was down to 25.5 degrees. One observation about the Buzz, I have had a number of vans in the past, but even compared to them, this thing gathers a lot of bugs. I don't know where it found them all. What I do know is it needs a wash again. Overall then, compared to the Q4, it managed 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour over the same journey. Now, the conditions weren't exactly the same. There's a bit more traffic with the Buzz, and it managed 2.7 miles per kilowatt hour. So it's a bit worse, but as I said at the start, it's 33% heavier and has 70% more power. It also has four-wheel drive and the aerodynamics of a slightly knocked over shed. So I don't feel that 2.7 miles per kilowatt hour is that bad. Okay, that's all I've got for you in this video. Remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.